Alright my babbers, how's it going? You join me today over at Summer Lane, which is 2 minutes from my house. Haven't caught a carp yet this year, and we are a week into February, so I thought, well, I've got a few hours spare, get the rods out, get over the pond and see if we can get a bend in one of those rods. So fishing 2 rods today, that's all you're allowed to fish over here. I've had 1 run, but I was fiddling with my phone, let the line go slack, fish has spat the hook, so schoolboy error on my part, but things are looking promising. So like I say, only out for a couple of hours, so it's going to be a reasonably short video, but hopefully one containing some fish. Gert lush. Right guys, time for a quick update. So it's been probably about an hour, and as of yet, still nothing. We had that 1 run on the right hand rod, a couple of liners on the left. Other than that, nothing as of yet. So just wanted to give a couple of shout outs. So most of the end tackle I'm using today is from my sponsor, Carp UK. Cracking team. If you haven't checked them out online, make sure you do. And as their range grows, the tackle in my box will grow, and I will solely be using Carp end tackle. It's fantastic tackle, no carp tax, so yeah, really good stuff. And on other news, I've been in touch with a bait company, Bait Solutions, and I've agreed to be a tester for those. Now I'm not using their bait today because I have yet to get any. However, for the next few sessions that I've got planned, I will solely be using Bait Solutions bait and putting it through its test. So yeah, exciting times, lots of exciting stuff for the future, and things are looking good. So fingers crossed, back to today's fishing, we can get a fish so that you guys can see what's going on. So yeah, happy days. Right guys, so as you can see, there's a lovely little bay just here. The sun is started to come out, and it's actually quite a nice day. No wind, as you can see, cracking scenery. We're on the bank, which is what counts. So I'll just show you where I'm fishing. I have a rod somewhere around there, and just up next to that big tuft of reeds over there, just to the left, to the right hand side, sorry, just where it cuts back, I have a rod there. So I'm fishing predominantly singles today. Well, I say singles. I'm sticking a small PVA mesh bag with just a few boilie and a couple of bits of sort of boilie crumb, to see how that goes. I don't want to chuck a ton of bait in and sort of, you know, sit here wasting my time, so I'm going to fish for 1 bite at a time, see what happens. So, not seen any real signs of fish as of yet, but starting to warm up now, so I'm gonna get back to my bucket, keep my eyes peeled. I think this time of year, watching the water is probably the most important thing you can do. Just get ready to get a rod on any fish that you see any form of show. We've got the geese over there just chilling. So yeah, there you go guys, fingers crossed. Well, there you go guys, first fish of the year. Say scraper double maybe, not going to bother to weigh it, but that's fallen to a blackcurrant licorice wafter, just on a straightforward mono hook link, size 10, and I moved this rod and cast it out, felt the lead down before I had a chance to put the rod down. It was tugging away, so yeah, more than happy with that. Absolute cracking fish, good condition, first one of the year, happy days. Do you know what, I say scraper double, I reckon he's about 12 pounds. Let's get him back, shall we? There you go. Talk about it never rains but it pours. Hadn't even got the first rod back out, and then the second one's gone. So, only tiny. Gonna stick it back. See if we can't get some more. Right guys, so I've had two fish, it's just started to rain, it's getting a bit chilly, so I've been here 2-3 hours. I'm going to get home, get warm, and I'm going to show you how to tie the rigs that I've used today. So stay tuned, see you in a sec. Hi my babbers, so I'm home, I'm warm, I'm dry, so I'm just going to quickly show you how I tied the rig that I caught those fish on today. So everything I'm using has been supplied by Carp Fishing UK. So yeah, let's get started. So first off, I've already pre-tied a hair using braid. The only reason I've pre-tied it is because I can't imagine you want to see me struggling with a knot, as my eyesight's not the best due to a fishing accident, believe it or not. So all I'm going to do is slide on my dumbbell of choice. So nice and simple, just get a big start. Now I do apologise in advance for all the fiddling, but like I just said, my eyesight is a little bit shot. So that's our dumbbell on our braided hair. The reason I like to use a braided hair, even though you're not allowed to use a braided hook link at Summer Lane, but I do find that the braided hair is okay, it's within the rules, and it just allows more freedom of movement. It's much more supple than a sort of mono hook link. So then For this video I'm using a size 6 wide gape, however the hook size maximum at Summer Lane is size 10, so it's not what I was using when I was fishing, but just to aid being able to see what I'm doing, I've gone for a slightly larger hook. So just place that through like you normally would, tie in sort of standard hair rig. I like my dumbbell to be sat sort of not too far from the end of the hook, from the curve of the shank there. I don't know how well you can see that. So then we simply take our mono, thread that through again like you would any other rig. I always try to leave enough of what would be the hair just to make life a little bit easier when you're holding on to it. You can take a decent pair of scissors and just snip that braid off because we don't need it, and then proceed to wrap just like you would down the shank, trapping that braided hair underneath the mono. Now I like to, if I'm fishing a wafter or a dumbbell, I like to whip down to just past the point, come back once, and then back through the back of the hook. This is where my eyesight lets me down. There we go. The reason I whip past the point, just past the point, is so that when you pull it tight now, it should pull that just down. So that is how, so now as you can see the hair exits around about level with the point. So as you can see there's a small, don't know how well you can see that, but there's a small bit of mono there which we can just tidy up. Now one thing I will say is when casting that out, because of the length of the hair there, and to avoid it wrapping around, that's why I use the PVA mesh bags. So just nick it on. I always leave a small section of PVA which I can then wrap round the hook a couple of times and then nip it back, and that just stops the hair getting sort of tangled anywhere. And then in addition to that, we would just add a small section of shrink tube. I should have got all this prepared before I started. I thought I did. So a small section of shrink tube. Pass that down. Just over the eye. And then once shrunk, I wouldn't put too much of an aggressive angle on it because you tend to close the gape of the hook. In fact, if you give me 1 minute, I'll show you exactly what I mean. So there we go. Not quite sure how well you can see that. So then I literally just finished that off with an anti-tangle sleeve and a nice and simple figure of 8 loop knot in the end. Just pull that down to bed it. Nice and tight. And then all I would do is steam it straight. And there we go. That is my dumbbell wafter presentation. Nice and simple, nice and straightforward. I hope you could see it well enough. So yeah, there we go. See you on the bank. Just before I go, just give a quick shout out to my sponsor, Carp Fishing UK. A massive thank you for all the goodies that they've sent me. And I've been testing some of their stuff now for a good old while, and I've got to say it is good quality gear. I'm more than happy with it. And I am just waiting on some bait to come through from Bait Solutions, as you saw earlier on in the video. I've agreed to be a tester for them, so keep an eye out for that review video, and then the video where I put it to the test. That's the one you'll want to see, I suppose. So yeah, that's it for me. Happy days.